Holla at your boy. We're gonna take this one back to Rochester, New York. We got a great episode right here. Maia Chacka being interviewed by her alma mater, Highschool, Edison Tech. This one is definitely special. Being under the radar to some, before picking up the whistle, she was an athlete herself. She played basketball at Edison Tech, and from what I heard, she was driven, hard-nosed, focused, and take no nonsense on court. And I think she approaches her officiating just the same, prepared, ready to be ready. Maia makes history as the first black woman to officiate at the NFL level. Could you imagine how much pressure, how much prejudice, how much doubtful moments she might have had in her head when she wanted to quit altogether? I wonder what made her not give up. I wonder what made her determined. With all of those obstacles she had to go through, how many doubters she had barking in her ears, showing up to her games, waiting for every play for her to make a mistake, for her to ruin the game or her reputation. But nope, all those doubters were proven wrong. Every game, Maia was getting comfortable and she was getting better.
Right on. What was your shop class when you was here?
I did media communications with Mr. Carapella, and that was actually cool too because I mentioned it probably a little bit earlier. I started making highlight tapes when I was at Edison, and so that was like my way of making a little bit of extra money on the side. Like I would send people out to a game and like they'll record the game, and then I come back and right there in the shop class. This is so crazy with the two VCRs one on top of each other, and I just chop their film up. And this is when like the And1 mixtapes were just now coming out.
Yeah.
And so I thought it was so fresh that I was making everybody's And1 mixtape like at the time.
I didn't know that was you. That was you. That was you?
Yeah, I was making everybody's mixtape because I made mine, and I chopped one up like for the girls basketball team. I started doing like outside people stuff too. They were just bringing it all in. So I was sitting there all day just chopping up highlight films.
Yeah, I saw a few of those with some of my guys. George Wilson and them had a few of those. So
yep.
Good to know you were the author of that. Wonderful, wonderful. Do we have any more questions from the audience members here? There's another question coming through. Just a second, please.
So we have a question from Ron. He asks if you've experienced any treatment that would have been different if you were a guy.
Yeah, absolutely. So I even had a supervisor tell me, this was early on in my career of actually working in the NFL. He didn't tell me, I overheard him say this, and then it was repeated to me also. He goes, why are we wasting our time on her? I know 50 guys that are in Texas that are better than her. I've actually heard that, and it's like, dang. But the same person who made this comment, my last go-around when I was at the Senior Bowl, which is almost like an exit interview, that's the last time they evaluate referees to see if they're going to pull them up from college to the professionals. That same guy who made that comment, that narrow-minded comment, he was actually one of my biggest fans at that game because he saw how much work I had put in, and he had to eat his words. He saw everybody else was supportive, and that was, to me, that felt good that I didn't even care if I got hired. I got his stamp of approval because this is somebody who has been rooting against me for years and has constantly fought against me. And to finally get him to respect me and to say, hey, you are doing a really good job out here, I think that just was all, just a feather in my cap that made me feel good.
Is there any more questions coming through? Any more questions? How are you able to balance family and career?
So I'm just now learning that, and think COVID actually helped me out with that. And me, I don't have any children, so that gets that out the way. But for the longest, I would ditch like family commitments because if you're a referee and you're a good referee, you're going to work every holiday. Like football, you're going to work every Thanksgiving. If you referee in basketball, which I do Division I college basketball, you're going to work every Christmas. And so I just didn't have holiday time. And so I think for about a good 10 years, that's all I did was just grind and do sports. What COVID did, it shut down everything. And, there wasn't anything going on during some holiday times and during some summers. And so that actually gave me some time to just dedicate and reevaluate and actually, take a breath and, get to reconnect with my family. And I think that was real important. And so like now I learned how to say no to certain things. Obviously, a lot of my commitments are now broken down. I'm not officiating a lot of basketball now. I'm just strictly NFL. And so that's opened up a lot of my free time and a lot of my weekends. And so like now I make it a point to balance in my family. And even if I can't physically be there, to make sure I'm, giving more frequent phone calls and being more involved.
Can I ask 2 quick questions? 1, are you an Android or an iPhone user? And 2, what's the last book you read?
All right, I am definitely iPhone user. And the last book I read, let me pull this up right now. It's gonna be crazy. This is a shameless plug. This is actually my publicist's book. She wrote this book. It's called She Loves You Not. It's like her little novel, her fiction novel. It just came off the press.
What is it called?
And so I just read
what is it called?
It's called.
We'll put that out there for her.
It's called She Loves You Not by Jaylen Brown. So that's one of my things. When I decide to bring somebody on, I want to read their work just to see how they're able to articulate themselves. And I'm just very supportive of her and her endeavors as well. So that's the last book I read. Just finished it last week.
And I'm sorry, did she say that she was an iPhone user or an Android user?
She said
I'm absolutely an iPhone user. I need to update
like this.
I need to update a little bit.
Team iPhone. Nice.
If you send me green messages, I might block you. It's bad for my eyes.
Love it.
That's all right. Any other questions from the field here?
Well, I do know too because Ms. Chacka has a flight.
Yeah.
I mean, I know I don't want this time to. I'm pretty sure she won't be late for her flight because she probably has preferential treatment. But I do. I have to say, just on behalf of the entire Edison Tech campus, our Edison Tech alum, the entire 585. I know at one time it was 716, but we're 585. I would just like to say thank you for taking the time and providing your wisdom, your authentic self this evening for our audience. I know your time is very valuable, and I know you're stretched in so many different ways, and honestly, it's been a blessing to have you. Of course, as the Edison Tech alum, I mean, I'm hoping that blood still reigns true with that maroon and gray. You have certainly, even Mr. Anderson, one of our students, just kind of spoke about, just that pride, right? Just that pride of, she went to Edison. She went to the same school I went to. And I do remember you too as being someone who was relentless and no nonsense. I have to say, very no nonsense and very, very driven. And so, I remember your skills, baggy shorts. I remember those. I remember those times very well. And so, I just have to just say thank you. I do also too have to give super kudos to our team for putting something like this together. Dr. Cohen, Mr. French, Mr. Golam, Miss Rich, Justin Anderson, Matiana Young, our 2 students, along with Mr. Cox and Mr. Moynihan, just for making sure that this right here took place. And just thank you. I can't thank you enough just for making this happen for us. If there's anything on our end, please let us know. And you can tell Miss Brown, your publisher, we'll actually, I'm gonna look that up. We'll be picking up some. We'll be picking up some books, purchasing some books as well. So I don't know if there's any just ending questions. I don't want to belabor it, but I do want to, like I said, want to make sure that you're able to take care of your business and get away and do what you need to do in a timely fashion too. So just want to say thank you. Seriously, it's been a true honor to have you on Zoom, and we, at one point we got to have you come back and be one of our commencement speakers.
Absolutely.
Just putting it out. I'm just putting that out there.
No, I definitely will. However, see, the NFL owns me, and it's like, I think this will be a special occasion that they will let me come out for it, but probably not this year. After May 15th, like, we're officially back to work, and we have like a cutoff point as to what we can do for commitments on after May 15th. But if it's put out there early enough and they understand, normally it should be approved. It shouldn't be an issue.
Okay.
So yeah, but definitely.
Well, we appreciate it. We're gonna transition into just a breakout room.
Mm-hmm.
Maya, just real quick, just to kind of finish up some things. But I don't know if you have any last parting words. We do have seniors. We got graduation coming up in 7 weeks. So as you can imagine, we are, and also just students in general. We're just trying to push them to that finish line so they can finish and take care of their business. So I'm gonna let you end any parting words for.
Yeah. So senioritis is real, and I understand because I was one of those people that had senioritis, and I didn't get to walk across the stage in June. I had to wait until after I finished up summer school. I think I was at East or Monroe or something. I don't even remember where it was. And I just remember that was not a good time for myself or my family. Like, they just weren't too proud about that. And so I just want to tell you guys, 7 weeks away, I know it's hard right now because high school isn't normally like high school right now because of COVID and everything that's going on. But you really got to just push through it and just take the time really to enjoy this last 7 weeks of high school, because once you get out into the real world, you really can't come back. Well, you could come back to high school, but, hopefully it's to do something productive, and to give back. But just enjoy this last 7 weeks. And, you never know, what's going to happen, what the future holds. So just enjoy these relationships that you have. Tell the teachers how much you appreciate them. Tell your classmates how you appreciate them. And just don't take any of this time for granted.
Well, not that I want to end, but we'll end it on that. So thank you so much. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. And we look forward to hearing more about the journey of Miss Maia Chacka.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much.
Absolutely, no doubt. Thank you.
The reasoning behind the influx of females isn't some hollow affirmative action ploy. According to XFL head officiating Dean Blandino, he has a long history of championing diversity going back to his days as the NFL's vice president of officiating. Diversity is extremely important to success, whether it be in a business setting or in a sports environment, Blandino said. Having people from different backgrounds brings different perspectives and creates better dialogue and exchange of ideas. It leads to better decision making, especially in a team setting. In a group, all has the same perspective and think alike. You may miss an opportunity to improve the process. You don't get stuck in the status quo. Thank you for watching another episode of Gems in the Rock. Make sure you stay tuned. Hit that subscribe in case you didn't hit that subscribe button. Also tell a friend to tell a friend. Shout out to the coaches of the world. Shout out to the ballers in the world. And remember, coaches, keep spitting them gems in the gym. And ballers, make sure you keep your game tight. And make sure you do what's right.